So here we have game one. This is interesting. We've got Banishing Light and we have Forbid, but we definitely need lands. I think because we're on the draw, it's okay. So we'll keep this. The Banishing Light should be able to draw us time against whatever he's playing here. Hopefully I am correct. We've got a lot of blue sources as well. Like we have another 12 blue sources in the deck, so we should be able to find the land for Forbid here fairly quickly. Night Veil Spectre looks a little awkward, but that's kind of what we expected. We're thinking this is a turn 4 or 5 play often. Ooh, another blue player. That's interesting. I wonder if he's trying to go for the combo like Splinter Twin. That could be what he's going for, because he might have been able to grab Ponder and Preordain and just a few spells like that, and then he can go with the rest of his deck being mostly red cards. There are still some pretty good blue cards that we passed, that would be able to be in the cube too. Not necessarily that we passed. Things like Glenelender Archmage are very strong, so it's possible he has something like that. Let's get Temple of Enlightenment down. This has been perfect draws, by the way. I'm just going to keep taking more land. Get the Temple of Enlightenment while we need a tap land. Alright, Sylvan Library is quite strong. You get to basically brainstorm at the beginning of each of your turns, and if you want to, you can pay 4 life instead of putting the card on top of your library. You can put it into your hand. People don't often use the pay 4 life option, and I think they should use it quite a bit. Something that I don't see as often as maybe you'd expect. Mimic Vat is scary. If we play Forbid, if we play Night Veil Spectre, he might be able to steal it and then hit us back with it. He can't hit us back with it next turn, and I should be able to Banishing Light it. So I think we are going to play the Night Veil Spectre this turn. So just get Flooded Strand and get another blue. Don't really need Watery Grave all that much. I don't want to pay the 2 life to get it into play untapped, so we'll just do this. Taking cards off the top of his library seems pretty good, although he does get to choose what we're getting, so that's kind of a problem. Certainly makes it a lot worse, but it's still strong. Even if he just gives us land, that's something that we want. We want to be able to make all of our land drops. Missing a land drop in a control deck like this is a pretty big problem, which is why our opening hand was pretty dicey. I maybe shouldn't have kept it. The more that I talk about it, I kind of feel worse and worse about it. Ooh, Sower of Temptation. That is a good one. We do just get to Banishing Light it if we want. I think that's what I'll do. I don't really want a Day of Judgment when he has the Mimic Vat in play, so I'll just kill the Sower this way. Unfortunately, we don't get to attack now, but hopefully next turn we can play Gilded Lotus and then we can hold up Forbid. That's the goal. See if he doesn't have an answer to Night Veil here. That's the one thing that we want to avoid, is him having an answer to Night Veil. If he can just leave it for 1 turn, then we're pretty good. And I don't think that he can get out from under our counter spells at that point, because we should be drawing quite a few still. See what happens here. He's deep in the tank. He's not immediately killing it, so that's good. Trigon Predator. So that can stop the Banishing Light here. I can just hold it back to constantly block the Trigon Predator, and I can just play Gilded Lotus and hold up Forbid. The alternate is that I can play Icefall Regent and tap it down. I think this seems okay because he didn't have a removal spell for Night Veil, or I think he would have just used it. But I'm thinking it might even be safer to hold up Forbid, because I can Gilded Lotus this turn, hold up Forbid, and the next turn I can still just Icefall Regent. Or I can play Elesh Norn and make Trigon Predator useless, because it doesn't deal combat damage when it's a 0-1. So, I mean, there's some things I could do like that that seem pretty decent. I feel like we just want the Gilded Lotus down here. Alright, so pass the turn. I certainly don't want to let him hit us with Trigon Predator now. The only big thing we have to worry about is 2 removal spells here, because if you can get through Forbid, then we're in trouble. But I don't think with 4 or 5 mana he can. I doubt that he has 2 removal spells. He didn't have a removal spell before this either. He hasn't paid life to draw an extra card off Sylvan Library either. We'll see what happens. Trigon Predator is pretty good against us. Alright, so he does have Into the Royal. I'm not thinking that we want to buy it back. Let's just cast it regularly. And hope that he doesn't have a second removal spell. It'd be a very big problem if he does. Alright, 3 mana. He certainly could. It would seem weird, though, because I think that he'd have used it last turn if it's a straight removal spell. I really hope this isn't like a Char or something. He's having trouble casting whatever it is. Pay life? Is he stealing it? Oh, Birthing Pod. Personally, I don't like Birthing Pod in the cube. I have never been impressed with the card. I just don't think it does enough. I think we just play Elesh Norn because it's just such a big beater. I don't have a counterspell to hold up right now. And I mean, I could Icefall Regent instead and lock down the Trigon Predator. Elesh Norn does make it a 0/1. The one thing that I'm worried about with doing that is if he has removal for the Elesh Norn, then he immediately gets to hit us with Trigon Predator. If we play the Icefall Regent, because it taps the creature, then it doesn't untap, like, when he doesn't have enough mana right now to kill the Icefall Regent, so he's not going to have a turn to attack us still, and we can then play Elesh Norn afterwards. So I think I'm actually going to go Icefall. It just seems a little safer. So get that tapped down, and then smack him in the face with this Night Veil. See what we get. What kind of candy comes out of our opponent when we hit him? A Lotus Cobra. Alright. Not particularly useful. I mean, we know that he's stacking his library, so we're not necessarily stealing cards that are going to be that great. Yeah, Sylvan Library is a pretty good counter to Night Veil Spectre. I feel like at some point he should be paying life for this Sylvan Library. Drawing extra cards is one of the big strengths of the library, actually. He could have drawn some extra cards early in the game and been at like 12 life here and not really had a problem. Alright, he did draw an extra card now. That's pretty scary for us. I do have the kill switch of Day of Judgment if I really need to do it. I don't like doing it with Mimic Vat in play, but we'll see what happens. He can use Birthing Pod to trade in Trigon Predator for a 4-drop. Hopefully I can Elesh Norn that afterwards, though. I'd really like some of our counterspells. We have a lot of them, so a counterspell would have been nice. I'm kind of scared here. Zealous Conscripts. Yeah, that's not great. So he's going to steal our Night Veil Spectre? No, he's going to steal Icefall Regent. Alright, I'm actually more okay with that. I can take a bunch of damage here. I'm just more worried about, like, Night Veil Spectre getting taken and giving a card to our opponent that we don't want to give him. Oh, he can sacrifice the Icefall Regent, though. Right. Wasn't thinking about that. And now he gets to untap Trigon Predator, and he gets to use the Mimic Vat with it. Alright, that was pretty bad. And he gets Green Warden and Marasa, so he gets back a Into the Royal. Yep, this was not good. Decidedly not good. Yeah, we really need something besides these lands. I don't think that we want to play Elesh Norn. I'm pretty sure we just Day of Judgment, which is not great considering the Icefall. Like, he's got Mimic Vat with Icefall Regent. You can put Green Warden just to return a creature every turn. It's not even that useful for us. This is a big problem. Could get Lotus Cobra. Don't know what that does. I can't really let him hit me with Trigon Predator. But, like, if I don't Day of Judgment, even if I left this back, he's just going to use Mimic Vat to get Icefall Regent, tap this, and hit me with Trigon Predator anyways. Just a very bad position for us to be in. Alright, I think we're going to Day of Judgment here. Kind of just need to do it. It sucks because he's going to get Green Warden back and he's going to be able to play some things again, but it might just be the best thing that we can do. I needed like a Sphinx's Revelation or some of our counter magic. Having only one counter spell is not exactly what we wanted. So hopefully he stacks these triggers incorrectly. Oh, he did exile the Green Warden. Okay, so he exiled the Green Warden to return the Zealous Conscripts. So all he can get back is Trigon Predator. That might not be that bad then. Okay. I think it would have been worse if he'd have just kept Green Warden under the Mimic Vat. That I was really afraid of. Because then you can just use it over and over and over. Exiling it seems wrong. Alright, he's going to put that under Mimic Vat so we can kill our Gilded Lotus or Banishing Light. He'll kill the Gilded Lotus first. This isn't good. I really didn't want a Day of Judgment, but I didn't see a way around it. It's not a plus for us by any means. I don't think the Elesh Norn was good enough there. Trigon Predator is scary because killing the Banishing Light at some point when I have Elesh Norn on the battlefield might be really bad. He can take Sower of Temptation back. Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter, because it'll die immediately. You can't steal Elesh Norn with Sower. That's not that bad. Alright, so hit me, kill the Gilded Lotus. You got me. Yep. Doesn't Zealous Conscripts or anything, so that's good. Get Dismember. It's fine. Let's just play Elesh Norn here. And I can hold up the Dismember. It's going to cost me 5 life, but it might be worthwhile. He can Zealous Conscripts the Elesh Norn. I can respond by dismembering his conscripts. So he hits me for 4 plus 2, 3, 4, 5. The 3 from here, so it's 4. So he's gonna hit. He can hit me for 8. Yeah, I'm just dead. Honestly, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what I could have done else though. He was still gonna hit me for a ton of damage here. So I mean, I can dismember that. I don't know that I want to show it to him. Guess I'll just let him kill me. We'll just concede the game. I needed. That's something that I needed. There is some of our control magic. Alright. All those counter spells are the things that we need. Pod didn't do a whole lot for him. I mean, it did steal Icefall Regent and give him the Green Warden, but I don't know. I'm kind of glad to see him playing Pod. I never liked the card in Cube. You can kind of see what I mean. He didn't chain it together like turn after turn after turn. It wasn't good enough an effect that he wanted to use it over and over and over again. So this is interesting. It's really tough to get like an actual curve of creatures for the card. I wish that I had more enchantment removal, like enchantment and artifact removal. Getting rid of Mimic Vat is a big thing. Mimic Vat is scary. Card's very nasty. I think we might just leave it. Hopefully I can get more than one counter spell this time. I have a lot of counters for what he's doing. So I think we're just going to submit it back and hopefully have some more counters early so we can stop him. See what happens. 2 lands and Night Veil Spectre, Chromatic Lantern, Cryptic Command, Karn. I guess this is okay. I'm really not liking these hands. I want some like early counter spells. I don't think that this is bad enough that I can throw it back either, though. Like, we do still have turn 3 Night Veil, turn 4 Cryptic. Hopefully. Or we can just, like, turn 3 Chromatic Lantern, turn 4 Hold Up Cryptic, something like that. We've got options, certainly. Alright, play the Hallowed Fountain. That was a good draw. We just needed the 1 land, so now we're set on that at least. And Kiora's Followers. So he's going to try and ramp a little bit this game. Let's go... Do I want Night Veil Spectre or do I want Chromatic Lantern? I feel like I want Chromatic Lantern here first, and we can try and hold up Cryptic Command and maybe something else. If I can get, like, 2 or 3 mana counterspell, I might be able to like Merfolk Looter and hold up a counter. If he doesn't play anything too crazy here, I probably just keep passing the turn with Cryptic Command up and hope to draw land. As long as I draw land, I think that I leave Cryptic Command up and just don't do anything. In all honesty. We'll see what he plays, too. If he plays another creature, I might have to be playing the Night Veil Spectre. Ugh, Sylvan Library again is gross. Card's very strong. Alright, Mystic Confluence. Yeah, I'm just going to leave up the Cryptic Command. I know that we didn't draw land, but I think that this is okay. He's going to have something pretty strong to do here off of Sylvan Library, I imagine. And at end of turn, if he doesn't do anything, then I might just even bounce the Kyora's Follower and draw a card. And then I can hopefully hold up Mystic Confluence afterwards. Alright, so here I'm going to go counter that and draw. I don't think I care about bouncing the Kyora's Follower. We can take another 2 damage here. It's not wonderful, but hitting our land drops right now is really important. Alright, so now if we get one more land, we can Looter and hold up Dissolve, and then we can start going off. Nope, no land. Well, we can just sit back and wait still. We've got a little bit of time. Missing the land is starting to hurt, but it's only 2 damage a turn. I think holding up the Dissolve is more important than just slamming a Merfolk Looter Night Veil Spectre. Some random creature that's not going to win us the game. Like, Looter's a lot of value, but we need to get a counterspell down to back it up first. So, pass the turn, take our damage, and what does he do? Lotus Cobra? Yeah, I'm not going to counter that. I need to counter more important things than this. I need to counter creatures with like 3 or 4 power at least, I think. Or powerful effects. 4, and this is something I'm probably countering. Birthing Pod. I don't love countering that, but I'll get rid of it now. I can't let him just resolve everything with impunity. Okay, get to keep the land. Now I have Mystic Confluence that I can keep up. Sucks having to use our 3 mana counterspell. We really needed that land before so we could Merfolk Looter. I need some kind of creature down on the board so we're actually doing things. I do have Sphinx's Revelation for the end of turn if we don't use Mystic Confluence. I think we're just going to keep passing. We're only on 14. Like, we can take another hit. We can go to 10, certainly. Sphinx's Revelation for 2 is not wonderful, but it's fine if we're not going to Mystic Confluence here. I feel like we're probably going to have to, though. And Banishing Light, like, I could take out Sylvan Library, but it doesn't seem wonderful. I could have Night Veil Spectered and Merfolk Lootered. It's certainly something I could have done. But I'm worried about how much mana he's making off of Lotus Cobra here. I think that we're going to get something pretty big coming down. Alright, so he's tapped enough that we can Mystic Confluence it. So let's go. We want to counter it unless he pays 3. Do I want to return these to his hand, or do I just want to draw 2 cards? That's the question. Do I want to go to 10 or and draw 2 cards, or do I want to just get rid of his 2 creatures, stay at 14, and buy myself some turns? I think that the land might still just be more important right now, so I think that we're just going to draw a card. Personally just really like drawing a whole bunch here. Hopefully he doesn't have like a negate type effect. If he has like Spell Pierce, it just untaps an island and Spell Pierces us, I'm gonna feel really miserable. But I think this is good. Alright. Really need those lands. If we can get to Karn too, that's a pretty big game. Temple of Enlightenment or Dismember. We've got, I think that we play the Looter and the Night Veil Spectre like we said before. Hopefully he doesn't have too much gas left in his deck, like on top of his deck. He has been using Sylvan Library turn after turn, and he hasn't drawn any cards. So I'm going to guess that he's been putting the best card on top every time, and we're probably running him down from that. So I think we'll play Temple, and then go Looter and Night Veil, and hope that there's nothing too crazy coming up after this. We do get a Karn afterwards, so we can start exiling anything super insane. Cards that we're worried about are things like Avenger of Zendikar, that'll make him a whole bunch of creatures, so we can have multiple targets, and we can't really get rid of that. Another island. Do I want more land? Hitting our land drops, like I said, every turn is kind of important right now. Although we are hitting our land drop already for next turn with the plains, and when that does enable us to play Karn, not sure how much more I need than 7. I think I'm going to bottom this. It's mostly if there's another land after that island, I might not want it. So island, 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 and Night Veil Spectre. Pass the turn. So next turn we have Banishing Light and Dismember too if we don't want a Karn. If we need to kill multiple things, we can always use the Dismember and Banishing Light. And we can even pay for Dismember's black mana because of Chromatic Lantern. So we don't have to worry about taking a whole bunch of damage to get rid of something. Let's see what he does here. I would not be surprised to see him pay some life to get the cards out of his library right now. Yeah, he kept one of the cards. Because he just wants to dig deeper so he can find threats and beat through what we're doing here. Right, he's got something. It's something big. Uh-oh. Oh no. That is a lot of mana. Dragon Lord Atarka. Ugh. Alright, well, he saved the best for last. That is definitely the biggest threat that he's played this game. Gets to kill both of our guys and have an 8/8. Not good. That seems very bad. So we're down to 6. I can play Karn and kill the Dragon Lord. I think that's what we're going to have to do. He can kill the Karn, but at least it saves us some life. And then afterwards we can maybe remove Soul and or Sphinx's Rev at a turn. Gain some life back and hopefully buy ourselves more time. It's going to be a tough one to win. So really hoping that he just didn't have any more big threats on top of his library. Apparently not. I'm guessing that the Dragon Lord was probably like a top deck. It was probably the 3rd card down. I would imagine he'd have played it the other turn instead of Green Warden. I mean, maybe not. He could have held it off until he could get the come into play ability, but an 8/8 is pretty nasty. Let's see what happens here. Karn does save us 4 life, and he kind of needs to kill it, so that's somewhat important here. I don't love it. I mean, losing Karn right away is not great. So 7 mana, save 4 life, and kill something is not great. Oh, goodness. And he drew Zealous Conscripts. That is absolutely the worst thing we could possibly see. He just minus his Karn to get rid of it and kills us. Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't even need to minus Karn. Never mind. Well, that was unfortunate. I guess that's the end of our run here. That was really, really unfortunate. I think our deck was a lot better than it showed off here. I feel like we could have done something different. I maybe wanted to just play the Looter and the Night Veil earlier, but if I'd have done that, I think he might have just played the Dragon Lord Atarka. Imagine it was in his hand. Sylvan Library was a beating every game. This is the card that definitely beat us both those games. Gave him gas every single turn and just ruined us. Every time he had an answer because he had this Sylvan Library to dig to them. It shows you how important that card is. It often wheels too because people just don't respect the green, but it's so good. Well, that is how you do Cube. Maybe next time I'll do a little bit better on it, but I'm glad you guys were here to watch tonight, and I will see you for more of my streams and maybe some more YouTube videos. We'll do new ones every Wednesday. Next week, I will get into the Pauper League like I should have this week, and we'll do a mono black